If you follow the news closely, now recently a bunch of international leaders attended one of the important summit, which is known as the G20 summit. Now, India as the host nation not only roll out the agenda from this political perspective and also from this economic standpoint as well. But meanwhile, I want to draw your attention to another critical summit which the current US President Joe Biden is scheduled to attend, which is the East Asia Summit. Includes a lot of countries in Southeast Asia and, for example, the nation of Thailand. If you follow our show closely, over the periods that we've been covering the ongoing political change and also this economic shift within the country of Thailand, well, needless to say, this country is still strategically critical and important not only for countries in Southeast Asia, but also for the countries around the world. However, as we're discussing the political change within the country, we also need to pay attention to the human rights issue. Remember, too often, when we talk about the word democracy, human rights violation tend to be underestimated or tend to be ignored mainly by the politicians. And given the fact today we're living in this unfair world, but it doesn't give us the reason to overlook such critical issue, particularly regarding the country of Thailand. Well, in this episode, we are going to talk about why the human rights issue are so critical for the country, and also how about some of the entities or companies they were given the power to jail, get this, the critics. You never think about that. Of course, we don't, because we thought only the politicians or the government has the power to do so. But how do the companies gain the power to silence the citizens? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great honor to invite our distinguished speaker, who is Miss Puttanee Kangkun. Again, Puttanee is the fourth director, and previously she worked with Fortify Rights as a senior Thailand human rights specialist since 2015. Before joining Fortify Rights, Puttanee worked with the DAI-USAID Sapan project, the Asian Human Rights Commission, and the Justice and Peace Foundation, CUSO, and the Thai Action Committee for Democracy in Burma. And again, she has worked in human rights for more than 15 years. Puttanee, and welcome to The Missing Piece.
Yes, nice to be here at this speak and panel. Yeah, thank you so much.
Well, again, Puttanee, it's my great honor to have such a distinguished speaker like you. Again, initially when I discovered you, because this amazing article that you wrote, which is entitled, Thai Companies Should Not Be Able to Jail Their Critics, I want to dive into the question right away that within this article, you mentioned so interestingly and also specifically regarding that your personal case, and you mentioned, again, let's start with the beginning. According to the Thai Penal Code, you could be imprisoned for 42 years for your 21 posts and reposts on social media. The first question is fundamental and critical. Help us with better understanding. What exactly happened to you and why are you facing the 42 years imprisonment and also based on your 21 posts and reposts? What exactly happened?
It's happened because go back to 2017 when I have been working with Fortify Rights since 2015 and 2022, and on 2015 Fortify Rights, we have been working on human rights situation in the regions and also in Thailand. And my colleague, another Thai colleague, she was working to support the rights of the migrant workers who are from Myanmar. And on 2017, there's a group of migrant workers who made a complaint to the National Human Rights Commissions and the Labor Court of that to make complaint against their own employer, the company called Tamakase Company, on basis on the wages issues. And also later on, the Labor Court also made the decisions that the employers really violate the labor right, and the court made the judgment that the employer have to pay fine to the workers. But at the same time, the employer started to sue the workers and also sue to the activists who support or organizations who support the workers to bring case to the court, to make complaint to the Human Rights Commissions. And my organization at the time, we campaigned to call for the Thai authority to stop the company to sue the employers and also the human rights activists. And one of my colleagues who we work on that issue, the issue directly, also support the workers, and Fortify Rights did one videos to call Thai authority to stop like putting the lawsuit towards these people. And then the company sue my former colleague and also sue the workers. So I wanted to support my co-workers and also support my the workers. So then I post or repost the statement that have the hyperlink to the video. The company sued that the video has the claim that the video contained the defamatory message. So the way I post or repost the statement that link to the video, the company claimed that I also share the information that maintain the defamatory messages. So then the company sue me and another two human rights defenders who also post the same issue, like call for the Thai government, not really call for the Thai government. Basically, we post or repost to support the workers and to support other human rights defenders who have been sued. So then the company sue me. And since I did for my work and also to support my colleagues and other people who have been sued, because before me, he already sued more than 15 people. So, and I post and repost many statements regarding those lawsuits. And sometimes I post to say like, tomorrow there will be the lawsuit against this person, those persons. So come to observe the trial. Those kinds of like message that I post and repost. So then the company sue me based on that, and altogether they count each post and each repost as one count. So according to the Thai criminal procedures, each count can, according to the penalty under the Thai criminal procedure section 326 and 328, each count can be, the penalty is up to 200,000 Thai baht and 2 years imprisonment. So that the background of my lawsuit, the lawsuit against me.
Puttanee, it's interesting. There are so many critical points that you just covered. Now let's dissect one by one. Now, first of all, again, according to the Thai penal court, or even you called it the criminal law, but again, one thing we have to understand, you are one advocate and for the human rights, or you could say you call yourself from this legal perspective that you serve to protect the human rights. So you are not the criminals. But my question again for you is, why are you being judged and also punished as a criminal? This is something rather unfathomable for all of us. We understand that social media, it's one of the critical points for our daily life, and, we can post and repost messages. But if you call someone as a criminal, and meanwhile this person is doing something beneficial for the society, that logically does not make sense at all. So let's answer the first question. Why are you being labeled according to this criminal law? And also, what kind of criminal behavior that did you commit according to the criminal law? What do you say to that?
This is very interesting according to like the contents under the Thai law, and that's why for my case and for other cases related to similar actions that I did, we call the Thai authority or judicial system to stop the criminal defamation. It can be because this on the defamations. talking in the public or criticizing based on like the public benefit. So, and it's under freedom of opinion. And I mean, if it happen to be related to the defamatory, we should think on the civil lawsuit instead of like the criminal lawsuit. So this is really the issues of the legal systems or in Thailand. And I realized that even Thai authority itself aware of these situations, and there's numbers of people are calling for the Thai judicial system to stop putting the criminal defamations. I mean, we should end criminal defamations under our criminal procedures or under criminal law is to leave only the civils liable. Thai authority itself also aware of this, but it's not at the stage to stop the criminal lawsuit. But they amend another lawsuits on the criminal procedures 161/1 that to allow the judge to stop the case from the beginnings if there is enough merit to prove that the plaintiff have sue people based on the bad faith. So that means the judge is able to stop the case from the beginning, not to continue to the trial, any trials. But I mean, in my case, also our lawyers also submit a statement to the judge to consider to use these sections. However, it's still very new. This law just has been amended a couple of years ago, and as far as we know, the judge still reluctant to apply this new lawsuit 161/1. So then the cases similar to my case and other case based on the same company sue other human rights defenders or activists or workers, they just deny of applying this new law. So the society aware, the judicial system aware, but the implementation is still a question.
Puttanee, I want to ask a second part based on your explanation is how reliable is I guess we'll say even the constitution or even the judicial system, because again, we're looking at other countries, for example, in the West. Now, today, when we talk about the individual constitutional rights and also individual that protected by the judicial rights, I guess we can interpret it in many ways, but a few of us, or we'll say our audience, might not be familiar with the judicial system in Thailand. So I guess the next question is, how effective is the judicial system today in Thailand? Again, as we mentioned in the intro, this country is clearly standing at the crossroads, politically speaking, and also from this economic point. But that does not give us enough reason to believe that there are many loopholes within the legal system or within the judicial system. You're the expert. Help us with better understanding how effective or how well established is the judicial system today in Thailand? And if there are many loopholes or many issues, what are the possible solutions? Go ahead.
Yes, I would say that yes, exactly, you're right. There's many loopholes under the Thai judicial system. Even if I say this, I can be considered as like contempt of court or considered as to defame the judicial system in Thailand. So when I talk about judicial system in Thailand, I still have to find a proper word to say, so that I will be protected and I will not put myself into the risk, even if we are the freedoms of opinion, freedom of speech is guaranteed under our constitutions, and Thailand also ratified the key human rights instruments under the UN mechanisms. But in terms of judicial process in Thailand, I would say that it still need a lot of improvement, and there still be a lot of obstacles to make it clear that the judiciary in Thailand is like really be one of like the three triangle powers, the administrative, judicials, and so this is I would have to say on this that it's based on my observations that in Thai judicial we still need a lot of things to fix and to ensure that it's really free and is not being influenced by any like sectors or like the powers or invisible hand or whoever that can make the to ensure that the whole judicial system are free and fair. And in my case, is one of bigger pictures. For me, I would talk on like in the way that the judicial system that let the business sectors able to interfere the people who want to express their right, who want to apply their right. This is something, I mean, even on the small things that related to the business, it still need to be fixed. So needless to say, like the bigger pictures in terms of like political influence, in terms of the real democratic societies, in terms of the completely expectations of human rights situations, all these are still like in the questions and are still need a lot of work to do. Yes, we are still in the progress. I mean, in the work in progress. Yes.
Puttanee, again, as an international journalist, we applaud that your brevity and also the effort to continue fight for the human rights violations, fight against the human rights violations. Now, I got two more questions before letting you go. Let's talk about the human rights issue. Again, clearly that this is not something new, and also it's critical for everyone to understand. Now, you as an expert, what are some of the major concerns regarding human rights violation in Thailand today, and why is it alarming for us to pay attention? Again, we're talking about the countries in Southeast Asia. We're looking at the political uncertainty and also this economic unexpected events going to unwrap within the following days or months. But again, why is it alarming for us to pay attention to those human rights violations cases in Thailand? Your thoughts?
I think one thing is, of course, like freedom of speech and freedom of opinion, because I see this is the basics element of human rights or of democratic societies. If we like guarantees that we are 100% democratic societies, the society, the authorities have to allow people to criticize based on good faith, of course, and based on like the benefit of the public. So there should not be the way any manipulating ways to try to prevent, because I think the fair and a truth society will be the base if we want to move forward our own society, like to be more progress, to be more developed society. So this is the basic things that very important, because when you look back at the Thai history for last couple of years, you had seen that there's numbers of protests, number of people speaking on the public, on the street, but they have been sued. So they have been arrested. So this should not be happen, because people should not be arrested or detained in the detentions based on what they speak, because it's not like they're going to. It's not that they kill, they hurt someone. They in terms of like physicals, but the speech, the opinion. Society should allow people who have different opinion and open for discussions and based on cause and reasons. So I think this is the one of the key things of like the human rights situations in Thailand that we we really want to make sure that we are really like open societies and ready for discussion.
Puttanee, the last question, I want to wrap up our conversation again, going back to your article, because one word you mentioned that it's important that we keep Thailand as an open society. Now, if I interpret the word open correctly, that can also be translated as the word a civil society. And of course, that really ties into the article. And I'm going to read something to you, want to get your explanation. And this is what you wrote, and I quote, a robust civil society that can speak truth to power, it's an indicator of an equitable society. And slap action inflict economic and psychological harm on individuals and poison the environment for civil society and democracy in Thailand. We're not here to talk about the word democracy because that conversation can last forever. But I want to go back to the word called civil society. Now, again, you mentioned when Thailand's new government is finally formed, the social agenda and also this political agenda must be stabilized as well. So going back to the question, what does that mean when you say a civil society? And also, what does that mean? Try to reduce this reduce this economic and psychological harm on individuals and poison the environment. Your final thoughts.
My final thoughts are, civil society play a very important role because the activists themselves and also because they're the one who the agents to make sure that they themselves and also the society and people who are less opportunities are more vulnerable, who understand about their rights and understand that what can they do and what can they call for the government to do and support them. So civil society play that role, and also civil society play the role that the government have to listen because they work based on the benefit of the societies and benefit of the people who may be the government reluctant to see or maybe overlooking. For example, like the people who basically the people who less vulnerable. So civil society is very important on that way, and to make sure that government also listen to all kinds of people, not only like business sectors, not only the big company, but the small people, the LGBTs, the refugees, the underprivileged people. So this is if we have the society, the civil society can play that role, we can ensure a certain level that we can get into like the progressive and democratic society. This is the things, and it's also effect to the economic situation, right? Other people want to come and they feel secure to come and invest in Thailand, and because we have like rule of law, we have like open enough, so we don't go into like black market, black society or whatever. That's why I see that the role of civil society and activists are important, and that's why I see that the way the company trying to stop the role of these people is meaningful. It's very important, and we have to make sure that we will pass on this spirit into the next generation. There should not be anything too harmful to the next generation to be like they think that they should be activists. It should not be like, oh, we don't want to be activists because if we be activists, we can be getting a lawsuit like this. So we should not do anything. So we need more people who are aware, who awaken, and who like active in terms of like participate in the societies, in the politics, in all kinds of development in the society. If we want like our society to be like civilized, to be more developed. So this is, for me, it's very important. Yeah.
And also, Puttanee, I think it's not only important for the Thailand society, and also it's important for all societies today to have this open, civil, fair, and also, if I may add one more word, which is transparent. You know, again, we're looking at the world today that too much politics and too many political games. But again, we really admire that your work and also the brevity of you and your team continue to fight against the human rights violation within the country. Well, again, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great honor to talk to Puttanee Kangkun. Again, Puttanee is the director of the Fort, which hosts activist groups in Bangkok and was previously a senior human rights specialist with the Southeast Asian activist group and Fortify Rights. Well, Puttanee, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. We'd love to have you back on the show as we continue to pay attention to the political and the social changes in Thailand. So thank you so much for doing this.